We're diving into a hot topic that's been on my mind lately. We're going to talk about why the shiny new releases aren't always the best choice for your gaming library or your wallet. Stick around, because I've got some personal stories and tips that might just change how you approach your next game purchase. Now, before we jump in, let me take you on a little trip down memory lane. Remember the hype train for Cyberpunk 2077? Oh boy, was I ever on board that express ride to Night City. I was that guy, you know the one. I practically lived on the Cyberpunk subreddit, devouring every tiny scrap of information. If there was a video with even a whisper of new info about the game, you bet I was watching it. Looking back, I realized what I really wanted was New Vegas with a neon paint job. I dreamed of a world where every choice mattered, where my decisions would ripple through the entire story. I built this game up in my head to be the ultimate RPG experience. Now, don't get me wrong. When I first got my hands on Cyberpunk 2077, those first 3 hours were like a dream come true. The neon-soaked streets, the gritty atmosphere, it all seemed perfect. But as I played on, the cracks started to show. The choices, well, they weren't quite as impactful as I'd hoped. The game was good, sure, but it wasn't the revolutionary experience I'd hyped myself up for. This experience got me thinking about how we approach new games and the value we get from them, which brings me to a recent purchase that surprised me in the best way possible. I picked up the original Doom from 1993 for just $9, and let me tell you, it's been an absolute blast. This game might be older than some of you watching, including me, but it's still packing a serious heat. No fancy graphics, no elaborate storyline, just pure, unadulterated fun. It got me thinking, why are we so quick to drop $60 or more on the newest releases when there are so many amazing games out there for a fraction of the price? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should never buy a full-priced game if it's something you're truly excited about and think you'll get your money's worth, although I do wonder why it's fun for me even when I have not mastered it. I made a video about why video games might not be fun, yet I have fun with this. Maybe there is something else I am missing anyway. How many times have you bought a new game only to feel disappointed? Maybe it was riddled with bugs, or worse, loaded with microtransactions trying to squeeze even more money out of you. It's like paying for a full meal and then being asked to pay extra for the fork and knife. That's why I think it's worth exploring the world of cheaper games. There are so many hidden gems out there, games that offer hours of fun without breaking the bank. And the best part? Many of these older or indie titles focus on pure gameplay rather than trying to nickel and dime you at every turn. Think about it. For the price of one new release, you could potentially get 5 or 6 awesome older games. That's a lot more bang for your buck, and a chance to experience a wider variety of gaming goodness. So next time you're itching for a new gaming experience, why not take a look at some older titles or indie games? You might just discover your new favorite game at a price that'll make your wallet smile. Remember, a great game is a great game, regardless of when it came out or how much it costs. So don't be afraid to dive into gaming's rich history, or support smaller developers who are creating amazing experiences. Before I sign off, I've got one last thing to say. If you enjoyed this video and want more gaming tips and thoughts, you know what to do. Go ahead and eat that subscribe button.